sicknesses you deal with in natural hair. Again, there's Nizoral, it's a shampoo, and that's the best product for shampoo, for dandruff. Then there are people whose issues is their hair is not growing. We've talked about hair growing a lot today. So hair growth, there are vitamins that sort of contains the natural ingredients we need. Remember you asked, how do you handle vitamins? There are some. And you have to deal with the healthy ones. But the question again is usually how many do you take to know that you haven't taken too much or too little. Thinning hair, remember what we talked about? Thinning hair is like this person's hair is really fine. How do I handle that? Do grow, they are quite good with that. There's the anti-thinning shampoo and conditioner. And I've seen a client say that was really fine. And she used it and it became thick. I don't know how that works, but it did work. And then there's the natural Afro hair products. Again, there's loads of them. The organic foods, egg marinade is very good. The carrot oil is good. Cream of nature. So you'll be dealing with products that help natural hair. If that's not the areas you're in. And these are some of the products, again, same product we just mentioned earlier. So what I'm going to do when we go on break, I'll just put them on the table. So when you come back, you can look at them. Yes. And at that stage, we're going to take a break. So when you get less tricks of it, you know, like what Francesca did there, with just one line of red, and see the effect it gets. So you don't need to put a lot to get a unique effect. Okay.
People have come to me and they've said, I say, what colour do you want? And they're like, I want sugar and tea. What? I want sugar and tea. What? You know, sugar and tea. You know how the sugar dissolves in the tea? I want it to be blended. Or the one jam and toast. That's one this colour and one that colour.
Wow.
It's really weird.
That's a new type of jam and toast. I have some people who are really fussy, like one of the girls. She actually picks her own colour. So she would take like 5 strands of this colour and put it in the main colour. 5 strands in one colour. You know, so by the time you finish, it's like a hint of it. From this. Yeah, that's the coloring. You can pass that on. So it shows the different colors of the hair. And what you then find is when clients come, when they're not sure what color their hair is, you can just use the color wheel, coloring, and then blend it, and then you can get their hair color.
Where'd you get this from?
But I wanted the bag. Oh, bring it home.
Where'd you get this from?
I got that one from the States, but you can get them here. You know Sally's? No. Sally's.
Can you get grey weaves?
Where's Sally's? Is that in the...
Can you get grey weaves?
Yeah. Grey for elderly people.
Yeah. So for elderly people to look natural.
My friend actually did her hair, lots of hairs in grey colour. Yeah. Especially
I've just never seen one, but it would be really good.
Actually, how is it?
Wow.
Yeah, you know. So Sally's, you've never heard of? You've never heard of Sally's? Sally's is like a franchise for hair. And I remember I've sent that email to, normally I send emails and all my contacts and everything. Sally's makes over 2.7 billion yearly.
What she sells, like hair
all
products.
Sally's does is sell hair extensions and products. That's it. Nothing else. They don't offer no skill.
Where are they?
Sally's they're here, and then in America as well.
No, I mean whereabouts?
Just go on the internet, put your postcode, they'll tell you your nearest Sally's.
Oh, really?
Am I right?
Which one?
On the top of my head, the Sally's in Barking, Sally's in Romford, Sally's in Ilford.
And this one is...
So they're strategic, they decide where they want to be.
This is the 99.
But in the UK, they are mostly Caucasian. They do Caucasian products only. But in America, they why? Just because they've designed them into boxes. So you see these. Remember when we do the braiding, when we start, I show you the arches and the triangles and the squares. Those are boxes. That's what they mean by box braids. Okay? And then the pixies are those ones that you braid and they're a bit like bob and they just sit on you. That's pixies. Then there's pick and drop. You braid a little, you drop them. Curly braids, using curly hair extensions. Micro braids is the tiniest ones. Jumbo braids are the opposite of micros. They're big and puffy. Like that. That would go for jumbo braids. Bantu knots, you braid them and you take it back down and curl around it. Some people call them Chinese buns. Then tree braid plaits, again, you braid them and you take out branches. An afro puff, again, is like pick and drop, but you're using afro kinky hair.
What's the real difference between micro braids and pick and drop?
The difference is the hair extension you're working with.
Yeah.
Not really in front of them. Make sure it's done each time you finish. Don't repeat the same comb constantly on every plant because we're passing on one thing from one to the other. So hair must be freshly clean, shampoo and condition before you start. Make sure your own hands are clean and the equipment you want to use is clean. When you finish every task, check out. Make sure you clean them. But when completed, do the same. Okay, yeah, we'll clean it. So first you clean it before you start, and when you finish, you clean it. Okay? Check state of plants hair before you braid them. We'll talk about that each time we start in hair. Is the hair falling out? Is the hair dry? Is the hair got dandruff and flaky hair? Are there patchy gaps? Are there hair losses? Receding hairline? Whatever it is you find, inform the client and suggest products to help them, which we've talked about some of them. Because if you don't, they will turn around and blame you. Remember your story, Francesca? They will turn around and say, you did it. If you don't say what you see.
Stuck. She had the necklace on, so it would always be dangling in my face. She had the loud bangles. She'd go out for syrup breaks. She wouldn't wash her hands. She was eating while braiding hair. She was putting the comb in her mouth. Oh my god, I just couldn't think of anything worse. I'd be like, no, don't do that. Then she'd do something else. No, don't do that. Then she just kept doing the worst, the worst things. Huh? Okay. Was she right in the head?
Yeah, so that is very important. Okay? Ideally, hairdressing, you're not allowed to wear long sleeve, short sleeve.
Why?
Because you don't want these sleeves hanging over the client's face. Short sleeve, no sleeveless. Because your armpit will hang out and it will smell you. Okay? And then, no necklace because it will hang over them. No nails because it will pull their hair.
What if I have long nails?
You're not allowed. What else did you mean? You're supposed to wear no heel like that.
No heels.
Low, very low like that.
Oh,
And then it should be covered shoes because if the needle falls by accident, it will not drop on your skin.
And if it's not enclosed
No
shoes, you
slip-on.
can't get insurance, or you can't claim anything with it.
Yes, no slip-ons. You know, so many rules, and these are the rules the government's interested in, but obviously, we can handle what we can handle.
Posture.
That's coming.
Is there
So,
like stretch?
good control over your complete body. No drooping like that, which is what we tend to do in braiding. Ideally, your clients should sit up and get the hair down, and you try and relax and make sure your back, especially your waist, that's one of the areas we struggle with. And our shoulder. Okay? So, things like body care, skin care, personal hair care, they're very important because again we said we sell ourselves. So if clients come in and they're looking at your hair and you go, no, how can she be taking care of my hair when she can't take care of her hair? They'll be thinking in their head. And I do that a lot without knowing. I remember even before I thought of going into hair, when I walk into a salon, first thing I want to do is look at everybody's hair. And they put it themselves, it passes on. People want to see your hair. And your skin is important as well because they are judging you. The minute they look at your skin and they are seeing like bits of, you know, like boils here and there. Oh, she's suffering from some disease. She's going to pass it on to me. They want to see that you're healthy. Personal hair care, we talked about that. Oral hygiene. hygiene is huge because you're going to be chatting throughout the period. You're a smoker, or you just eating some very smelly food, lots of garlic
And onions.
onions, they're not happy about that because they'll be wishing, geez, I wish you would just stop talking. And so we have things like TikTok and chewing gum and all those things that help to just refreshing the breath. And then our hands, for us, our hand is our most important thing. True. Because that's what does the job. So all that little nip on the hand could stop you from walking. And so if there was any part of our body we must ensure for braiding is our hands. Because without our hands we can't do any work. So be very protective of that. And in hairdressing, there's a huge thing they have against hands. If you don't protect your hand, as you want to do hairdressing, the first thing they want to check is your hand. They don't want to hear you're suffering from dermatitis. Because your hand gets all dry, and that's from all the harsh chemicals you've been dealing with. And that's why they insist you must wear gloves. Because why do the government get involved? Because the more people that feel it for her. When they come here and they say they have alopecia, I really, really tried. I really understand what you're going through. I can feel it. I can relate to what you're talking about. So don't go there and this is you. Maybe you have your full head of hairs and you're flaunting it. And this is how without any hair you're suddenly feeling like, well, it's your fault. You should have done something about it. And you recognize the non-verbal clues. That's what I was saying, body language. Try and be a bit caring to the point that you can tell that they're uncomfortable. Identify their needs and help them reach their decision. So I'm not sure what style I want, but can you guide me? So you feel good when you've been given a choice. But when you try to force people to believe in what you believe, then it becomes a problem. Hence the issue with the sister love woman. But she's trying to force people to stay on a line. No, this is 20th century or 21st century. Nobody wants to be tied to something that they don't believe in. They want to have the choice to think. And that's what we want to do with our clients. We want to give them the choice to think. Yeah?
Yes.
Knowing nothing about the product that you're selling and you're selling it blindly. Oh, look, this is the most brilliant product. But you've never tried it. This product is so good. That's hard selling. You don't do that. And again, you create a good image. What do your clients see when they walk in? What are your chairs like? What's your color scheme? What do they hear? How do you greet them when they enter your salon? What do they feel? Can they feel the level of professionalism that you're exhibiting? What do they smell? Is it clean? Is it hygienic? What can they taste? If you decide to give them a drink. Yeah?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes.
Questions? Questions? Happy? Move on?
Yeah.